Hello you lot, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do something that probably every other cooking YouTuber is doing this week. I'm going to make IKEA meatballs. Some shout outs before we start. One to Ellen and another to the Sarson Hode boys. That's requested by Rebecca Sarson, who's got something to do with the well-known British condiment. I can't imagine what it is. Also, massive thanks to everybody who took part in the live stream last weekend and who donated through the sort of tip jar thing, and also to Joan Strine and Mary Means for persevering through the PayPal payment process. I really do appreciate it. That was brilliant. Thank you. Now, I did have a request from Mark Jones in February 2018 for Swedish meatballs or pierogies or go up, yeah, them. So here you go, Swedish meatballs. Now, the story of this you'll probably know already. With the lockdown going on, IKEA are not selling their usual huge quantities of meatballs, but they know we all desire them. Yeah, right. Well, I don't mind them, they're nice. So they published the recipe on the 20th of April. And it's interesting. It's very interesting, and it comes with your actual IKEA flat pack drawings, which is great. But there's another version of this that they published in 2009 as just a recipe card, and it's completely different. I mean, you know, they're both meatballs, but they're not the same meatballs. And to complicate matters even further, the real ingredients of the industrially produced ones are listed on the frozen version that they sell. You're really not going to include many of those things, but it doesn't matter. I think what makes the IKEA meatballs work is the cream sauce, gravy stuff, and also the sharp jam, the lingonberry jam. It's all I can do to stop myself from saying Klingonberry, but I managed it. Well, actually, I don't have any. You can buy it from IKEA, but they're closed at the moment. So I'm going to make a blueberry blackberry jam, which will be, you know, the same kind of thing, sharp and cuts through any grease. So if you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. Become a patron, make a donation, lolly lolly law. And without further ado, let's do it. So I'm going to make the jam first because it will take some time to set. I've got 150 grams of blackberries, 50 grams of blueberries, and 200 grams of sugar and a squirt of lemon juice. You could use a bit more sugar if you like, but I want it quite tart, and we're trying to cut down our sugar intake. I would have used equal quantities, but I'd actually got this punnet and it's starting to go off because that's on its sell-by date. So, alright, just chuck them all in the pan. And I'm going to pop that in the freezer so we can do a quick test for setting. So this goes on the stove. So you want to bring that to the boil slowly, and the fruit will start to disintegrate, and keep on heating it after it's boiled. It'll reach a point where when you drag a wooden spoon through it, the two halves will stay parted for a second or two before they rejoin. Another test is to put a little dollop on your frozen plate and just push it with your fingertip, and it should crinkle. But actually what's happened here is I've gone too far. I've got a solid skin on it. So that's just failed. It's going to be a lot more like toffee than jam. Ingredients for the meatballs: I've got some minced beef, some minced pork in a minute, 90 mils of whole milk, that's actually 5 tablespoons, 100 grams of coarse breadcrumbs, and generous salt and pepper, and also an onion finely chopped. Now the meat, this current recipe actually says 500 grams of beef mince. I thought I had that, but I hadn't. I've only got 250. Which is what the original recipe says, so I don't think it's the end of the world. And this needs to go through the mincer. And actually I forgot to mention, you need some garlic, a clove of garlic or a teaspoon of this ready chopped cheaty garlic, which I'm really getting through. I'll pop that in with the minced beef. So I'll pop the pork through. And while I've got the mincer out, I can actually use that to mix all of this together. Because, well, normally you do it by hand or with a wooden spoon, but you do want to end up with a texture that's almost like a paste, very smooth. So, you know, you could use a stick blender, immersion blender, or, yeah, stick it through there. Oh, I want to save some of the breadcrumbs to put those through last, because that then forces all the meat through. Alright, whoa, I'm very low on white pepper. So a teaspoon of that, teaspoon of salt, quick mix. An egg, there's always an egg in these things. And the milk. One thing I hate about this machine is the amount of cleanup that's required. That's just it's insane. And I'm always worried that bits of it are going to end up in a pie or in a burger or something. Because, yeah, this little blade thing quite often goes missing. So now we need to form our mixture into meatballs. And I'm actually weighing them. And I'm making them 25 grams each, 1 ounce each. The IKEA ones, apparently, according to that nutritional analysis thing, are 19 grams each. So those two recipes from IKEA, I think the 2009 one was actually written by a chef or chefs. It talks about, well, it gives you more detail, and also it talks about farce. This is a farce in classical French cooking speak, farce or force meat, and I don't know quite how it made the leap into a theatrical tradition where Brian Rix was always losing his trousers, but it did. And you know, the 2021, well, it's very vague. I think written by a marketing department, which is fine, because you know it's just meatballs, but it doesn't specify what kind of pepper or what kind of breadcrumbs. So there's no way that any two people could come up with the same result from that recipe, I reckon. So there we go, 34 meatballs. Now these need to be chilled in the fridge for 2 hours, the recipe says. I haven't got 2 hours as usual, so I'll pop them in the freezer for half an hour. So you need to preheat your oven to 160 Celsius for a convection oven, fan oven. That's 180 for a conventional one, and gas on the screen. Right, now I've got a frying pan on medium heat, and I'm adding some vegetable oil, quite a generous amount, and then add the meatballs and swizz them around and get them browned all over. And if you've got half a brain, you'll notice I've put them all in. I shouldn't have done. I should have done this in 2 stages, because what we need in that pan is some social distancing, so there's actually room to get them browned properly. No problem. Anyway, if your frying pan is oven proof, stick a lid on it and pop it in the oven, the preheated oven, and give it 15 minutes initially, and then we'll have a look. Now we're going to make the sauce, the gravy. So you want a small saucepan and on medium heat, and add a large lump of butter and sift in the same amount of flour. Stir those well, let them cook through for a couple of minutes. And then we need to add a cupful of beef stock, a cupful of vegetable stock, and a cupful of double cream, heavy cream, and mix those all together. And then add 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, well-known Swedish ingredient, and 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Stir them all well and let that cook till it thickens to the kind of thickness that you like, and then take it off the heat, set it aside till you need it. Okay, the meatballs have had 15 minutes, so I'm just going to test them, see if they're okay. Oh dear. Right, so I'll give them another 15 minutes and I won't put the lid on this time. So they do say you can serve it with new potatoes or mash, whatever, and vegetable of your choice. So yeah, I thought I had some little new potatoes, but I've had them. So mash. Right, and now it's taste test time with, oh there you are, Mrs. KeefCooks. Here you go, food.
Ooh yeah.
I spilt a load of peas earlier, which wasn't very clever.
I do know, because you said
What?
that your jam had come out more like something else. I can't remember what the word was, it's been a long day.
Concrete?
No.
Toffee. What?
Toffee, that was it. Alright. So what have you done with this then?
I like that bowl.
So what did you do? Did you
I made
start
some
again?
more, just with blueberries.
There you go. Sorry, darling.
It's not your fault.
No, but you didn't want me to tell everybody.
Oh, I'd have did it. It would have sneaked out. Somebody would say, you know, there's no blackberries in that Klingon jam.
Still can't believe you got me with a Klingon thing.
What?
Klingon berry. I thought it was a real thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a taste test. I'm just standing here eating my dinner. Oh, it's nice. So, I know you said that the recipe's got no spices in it. Did you follow the recipe? Or have you put anything in this?
Yep, no. There's only salt and vinegar and garlic.
There you go. You thought it'd be bland. It isn't. It's nice.
Yeah, it's alright.
No, it's better than alright. Better. Alright is for things you eat because they're there. Did you enjoy making them?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't hard work or anything.
No, easy peasy.
There you go.
Yeah. I messed up the cooking though. What I said about the social distancing in the frying pan. Observe, do it in at least 2 batches. And that's true. And, stick them in the oven. Alright. Yeah, what?
What?
Yeah, you know. Okay. Thank you for watching and see you next time.